You may like to know that Canada consists of 10 provinces, 3 territories, and all of them are under the governance of the federal government of Canada. When it comes to immigration to Canada, we have two major immigration options. One are those that are considered federal immigration, and the other ones are provincial immigration. With the federal immigration, it means that you directly apply to the federal government of Canada and immigrate to Canada, and you expect to reside anywhere in Canada with the exception of the province of Quebec, because Quebec and Canada has a special agreement that Quebec will solely choose their own immigrants. But when it comes to the provincial options, with the exception of Nunavut, which is one of the territories of Canada, all the rest of territories and provinces, they have agreements with the federal government to select their own immigrants. As I mentioned earlier, Quebec is a bit different because they have this agreement with the federal government that they will only be the only entity that will choose their economic immigrants. And also, when it comes to sponsorships, they also have a say into sponsorship immigration to the province. However, they don't deal with refugees and how they immigrate to the province of Quebec. They have left that to the federal government. With the rest of the provinces, we have two major options for immigration under provincial programs. One option is called PNP Express entry. This means that you simply enter the pool of express entry. An express entry covers three different immigration options: federal skilled worker class, Canadian experience class, and federal skilled trades class, meaning that you meet the minimum requirements of one of those three options. You enter the pool of express entry, and either you show your interest to a province that you want to immigrate to that province, or that province on their own initiative will pick you from the pool of express entry. If they do so and they issue a nomination letter for you, then you will receive up to 600 extra points in express entry, and you can continue becoming a permanent resident through the express entry system. In other words, when it comes to provincial nominee programs for express entry, this is more about boosting your points under the express entry system. The other option that exists, which I call it pure PNP, is that you actually submit an application directly to a province. Majority of these provinces select their own immigrants based on their population needs or their economic needs. They identify certain immigration options to their province, and they mostly focus on those people who already live in their province with a study permit or work permit. Although there are some exceptions that they may select people from other provinces or even outside Canada. When you submit a pure PNP application, you present your case to the province based on the options that they have, and majority of them right now accept online applications. The provincial system will look at your application, assuming they invite you to apply, and if they are happy with the application, they will issue you a nomination letter. When you receive a nomination letter from the province, you need to submit an application to the federal government. This time you open an application with the federal government and you present the nomination letter that you receive from that province or territory, along with other documentation. The role of the federal government is two-tier. One tier is to ensure that you are not inadmissible to Canada. So they look into your background, they look into your medical situation and your family's background and medical to decide whether they will find you admissible to Canada. If they find you to admissible to Canada, and they also do the other tests which ensure that you can economically establish yourself in Canada, then they make you a permanent resident in Canada. Of course, when it comes to provincial options, because we're looking at 12 different options, there are so many of them. There are probably more than 60, 70 different options. to immigrate to those provinces. But don't get too excited, because those options are very specific and they constantly keep changing, and they also have caps and limitations based on the discussions that those provinces constantly have with the immigration authorities in Canada. If you're interested, I have represented clients to provincial options with the exception of the province of Quebec and Saskatchewan. I can help you with the immigration to all other provinces in Canada or territories in Canada. We can have a consultation session. We look into your circumstances and we decide whether a provincial option is available to you, and if it's available to you, how to proceed with the application. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and follow us for future discussions and videos.